This person says, is there any guidance you can give me regarding my being stuck emotionally, physically, mentally for a very long time? Parts that are extremely resistant to the idea of becoming unstuck and inability to access my parts anymore. They start off saying they are always there, they are always there, they are always there. Even when you feel that they are not there, that your parts are not there, they are always there, just below the surface, waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of parts, and there's just something just above them. They're saying something blocking them off. They're saying get to know the blocking. They're saying invite the blocking to get to know you. They're actually saying like, in your imagination, you can go in there and just write a note to the blocking. I'd like to get to know you when you're ready for it. And they're saying when, like underline the word when, and then underline the word ready. And then just set it down somewhere. They're talking about you can set it down in a neutral room. It's like I'm seeing here, there's just this table in this neutral looking room. And you're setting the paper down and okay, what are you showing me here? They're saying you can walk away or you can sit there and wait. You can wait a little while and then walk away. You can come back in later, see if the paper's been moved or touched, but give space. Like they're showing me like when you're going in just to check, like being the table's in the center of the room, and they're showing me like you being like up by the wall, like there's like a bench there at the wall and you can just sit there and wait, but you're just giving it that space. And they're even showing that you can just kind of like peek into the room, just have the intention to just have it be your your eyeballs just looking into the room, but you're not even actually in there. And they're saying just peek into the room periodically and wait. What do you want to say around this? They're saying at some point you can just drop in. They're saying gently drop in. Like they're really talking about even when you're going into this room, kind of being that calm presence in that room when you're doing these things. Like you would if there was like a scared animal either in the room or nearby or watching. They're really talking about this being this scared animal watching as if it's a scared animal and it's watching you doing all this, right? So at some point you go in there, and again, you're doing this in a calm way, and you're going in and you're just putting down a blank piece of paper and some kind of writing utensil, pen, pencil, whatever it is. And then you're walking away again. And then you're just peeking in again, and this time, and you're just doing it periodically. You're not peeking in a whole lot. You're saying maybe once a day, once every other day, to not put pressure on this part, and just peek in every once in a while. And this time, what I'm seeing is you're just peeking in at that blank sheet of paper, and you're you're just noticing at first if the paper's been moved, if the pen's been moved, so that you know that this part is there, and it's they're showing how the movements are showing that this part is warming up to this idea, because you're seeing that this part has messed with this stuff. And whereas before, like, there's a point where it's like it's like, what is this? I'm scared. I don't want anything to do with it. So it won't even go up to it. But now you can tell it started to go up to it. So it's starting to open up to the idea of at some point potentially agreeing to this. And then it's like at some point you see like a little mark and a scribble or a dot or something. And then at some point you may see a yes or something like that. And they're saying when the agreement comes to get to know this part, go slowly and go gently, entirely at the pace of the part. They're really emphasizing this at the pace of the part, regardless of how long it takes. And they're talking about like going too fast can make it take exponentially longer. So really taking that time and that slowness, as frustrating as it may be, is so they're saying it's invaluable here with this part. They're saying this part needs it so much. And then they're showing, as this process occurs, this is interesting. And they're saying you may not notice it at first. You may not notice it for a while, but they're showing me because like the paper's placed in there, your original note is placed in there. And I'm looking at this barrier over all these parts, and there's one little tiny bit of the barrier that is dissolved. I mean, it's like 0.01% has dissolved. And then I'm seeing, as you know, you can see that the paper and the pen or pencil has moved around in here. And maybe at some point it's fallen off the table on the floor, and every single time it's moved around, or there's a dot on the paper, or there's a line being drawn, or whatever it is, you see that something has happened. What I'm seeing here with the barrier and the parts underneath is I'm seeing with each movement that happens in the room, each time the part has engaged with it, it's just a little more softening of this barrier. And again, they're saying it may not be noticed right away. It may not be noticed for a while. It is happening. It is absolutely and entirely happening through this process. Even though I'm seeing that this barrier is beginning to dissolve, there's still this like underlying barrier that holds, right? So they're saying it really takes that initial agreement from the part to connect with you, and that coming together, that first you two are beginning to talk, and a little bit of that before that bottom bit of the barrier can start to pull away. And then they're showing at some point it really begins to go, and then it allows more parts to surface, more parts to surface, more parts to surface, more parts to surface. Yeah, they're just saying start with that.